Kicked in the face. Royal Guard's insane comeback leaves champ. Speechless. Welcome to our channel, where epic showdowns drop daily, and today's a straight-up banger from Buckingham Palace. Comment below, where you at? LA, London, or maybe Dallas? If you're down for heart-pounding drama, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. We've got another killer tale tomorrow. Now, let's jump into this insane clash that's got everyone talking. It's 8 a.m., May 30th, 2025, and Jake Carter, a 30-year-old Texas martial arts champ, is flexing hard, Rolex shining, crew hyping him like it's a UFC main event. He's got 3 world titles, an ego the size of Texas, and zero respect for Royal Guard Ethan Reed, 26, who's standing like a statue. Jake's talking smack, calling Ethan a mannequin, ready to teach him a lesson. He winds up and bam, lands a spinning heel kick right to Ethan's face. The guard's hat flies 10 yards. A crowd of tourists gasps, thinking Jake's got this in the bag. But wait, Ethan doesn't drop. With a stone-cold glare, he unleashes a special recon takedown, pinning Jake like he's nothing. Colonel Tom Bradley steps in, dropping truth bombs. These guards are war zone vets, not props. Jake's ego's toast, facing jail. But will he own his mistake? Stick around to see the shocker ending and tell us who you're rooting for. It's a crisp, electric morning at Buckingham Palace, May 30th, 2025, 8 a.m., the sun blazing down at 68 degrees, painting the cobblestone courtyard in a golden sheen. Tourists swarm like bees, cameras flashing, voices buzzing with excitement, soaking up the iconic changing of the guard. The air's alive, crackling with anticipation, as folks from Tokyo to Texas jostle for the perfect shot. Amid the chaos, one guy stands out like a neon sign. Jake Carter, 30 years old, 5 feet 11 inches of pure swagger, strutting in a sleek black tracksuit that screams money. His custom, Rolex, glints as he adjusts his shades, a cocky grin plastered on his face. This ain't just any dude. Jake's a martial arts champ, 3 world titles under his belt, owner of a string of elite gyms across Texas. His Instagram's a shrine to his ego. Undefeated. Untouchable. Unstoppable. He's the king of the cage, and he knows it. Jake's crew, decked out in matching team jackets, trails him like a posse, hyping him up. They're all muscle and bravado, tossing smirks at the royal guards standing like statues in their red tunics and towering bearskin hats. Jake's eyes zero in on one guard, Ethan Reed, 26, 6 feet tall, built like a linebacker, his face carved from stone, green eyes locked straight ahead. To the crowd, Ethan's a postcard of British tradition, but Jake sees a challenge. "Look at this guy," he scoffs, loud enough for nearby tourists to turn heads. "Standing there like a mannequin, no fight in him. In my world, you stand still, you're begging for a knockout." His crew chuckles, one guy piping up, "Like that Swedish champ you flattened in 40 seconds, boss." Jake's grin widens, his shoulders rolling like he's warming up for a cage match. The courtyard's a pressure cooker now, the crowd sensing trouble brewing. Tourists clutch their phones, some stepping back, others leaning in, drawn to the drama like moths to a flame. Jake's voice cuts through the chatter, dripping with Texas-sized arrogance. "This is what they call security? Give me a break. My grandma's got better instincts." He circles 10 yards from Ethan, sizing him up, his sneakers scuffing the cobblestones. Ethan doesn't flinch, his discipline a wall of steel, but Jake's too busy peacocking to notice. In a real fight, this dude's toast, he boasts, flexing his fists, his crew nodding like he's preaching gospel. Nearby, a few tourists shoot nervous glances. A family from Ohio whispers, "Is this guy for real?" A British dad pulls his kids closer, frowning. The vibes shifting, excitement's turning to unease. Jake's not just talking smack, he's itching to prove a point. He steps closer, maybe 5 yards now, his voice rising like a ringside announcer. "Time to show these folks what a real fighter looks like." His crew spreads out, forming a loose circle, their eyes gleaming with anticipation. The courtyard feels smaller, the air heavier, like the calm before a bar brawl. Something's about to go down, and it's going to be one hell of a show. Jake's ready to throw down, blind to the storm he's about to unleash, and Buckingham Palace is about to become his stage, or his downfall. The Buckingham Palace courtyard's a powder keg, 8 a.m., May 30th, 2025, 68 degrees Celsius. The sun blasting down, tourists buzzing like a rock concert crowd. Jake Carter, 30, 5 feet 11 inches of chiseled ego, owns the scene, his black tracksuit screaming cash, Rolex flashing like a spotlight. He's no regular Joe. This guy's a martial arts legend. 3 world titles, Texas gyms packed with wannabe champs bowing to his name. His Instagram's a flex fest. Undefeated. Untouchable. Jake's got his crew. A pack of jacked-up trainers in matching jackets, hyping him like he's about to step into a UFC octagon. He's circling, 10 yards from Ethan Reed, the royal guard who's got his goat, smirking like he's already won. "This statue's about to learn a lesson," Jake boasts, his voice a Texas drawl cutting through the chatter. He's all flash, a peacock itching for a fight, blind to the storm he's stirring. Ethan Reed, 26, 6 feet tall, built like a tank, stands like he's carved from granite, his red tunic crisp, bearskin hat towering. His green eyes, sharp as a hawk's, lock straight ahead, not a twitch betraying the fire inside. To Jake, Ethan's a joke, a stiff in a costume, but this ain't no prop. Ethan's a battle-scarred vet, 3 tours in Afghanistan, covert ops in Syria, trained with the Special Recon Regiment, the kind of badass who'd make Rambo sweat. His face, cool as ice, hides a warrior's edge, forged in hellholes where one wrong move meant a body bag. He's not just standing guard, he's a coiled spring, ready to unleash, and Jake's too cocky to see it. In the crowd, Colonel Tom Bradley, 55, lean and mean, watches like a hawk, his silver hair catching the sun, brown eyes narrowing. This retired Marine's got 30 years of war stories, medals pinned to his soul, not his jacket. At 5 feet 10 inches, he's no giant, but his presence parts the crowd like Moses. Bradley's seen punks like Jake before, big talk, bigger falls. He clocks Jake's crew forming a loose circle, their smirks spelling trouble. "This kid's digging his own grave," Bradley mutters, his voice gravelly, Texas tough. He's not here for the show, but he knows a fight's brewing, and his gut's screaming Ethan's no pushover. The tourists, oblivious, snap pics, but Bradley's radar's locked on Jake's every move. Jake's crew eggs him on, one guy crowing, "Bet you could drop this guard in 10 seconds flat." Jake's chest puffs, his grin sharper than a switchblade. He's the king of knockouts, and Ethan's his next trophy, or so he thinks. The crowd split, some hyped, some uneasy, a Chicago mom whispering, "This guy's trouble." Jake doesn't care. He's 5 yards from Ethan now, flexing, taunting. "In my world, you blink, you're done." Ethan's still as stone, But his silence ain't weakness. It's a warning. Bradley shifts, his boots scuffing the cobblestones, ready to step in if this goes south. The courtyard's a ticking bomb, the air thick with drama, like a bar fight about to erupt. Jake's playing the big shot, but he's got no clue he's poking a sleeping lion, and Buckingham's about to turn into a cage match. Jake Carter's in his element. 8 a.m., May 30th, 2025. His boots scuffing the cobblestones, 5 yards from Ethan Reed, taunting like he's hyping a pay-per-view fight. His crew's egging him on, their grins sharp, forming a loose circle around the royal guard. "Show 'em how it's done, Jake," one hollers, fists pumping. Jake's all swagger, throwing fake jabs inches from Ethan's face, his voice booming. "This is real fighting, not parade ground nonsense." The crowd's electric, phones up, some cheering, others frozen, sensing a line's about to be crossed. A Chicago dad mutters, "This guy's nuts," but nobody moves. Ethan's a statue, not a blink, his stillness driving Jake wild. "You scared, man?" Jake sneers, circling tighter, 3 yards now, his crew tightening the ring. Colonel Tom Bradley's pushing through, his face grim, yelling, "Back off, kid!" But Jake's crew blocks him, their smirks daring him to try. Jake's done talking. He steps back 4 yards, coils like a viper, and lets loose a spinning heel kick, fast as a bullet, aimed straight at Ethan's jaw. The crowd gasps, a sharp crack splitting the air as his boot connects. Ethan's bearskin hat flies 10 yards, tumbling across the cobblestones with a dull thud. A thin streak of blood trickles from Ethan's temple, glinting in the 68-degree F sunlight. The crowd's silent, jaws dropped, expecting Ethan to hit the deck. Jake lands, chest heaving, a triumphant grin spreading. "That's how we do it in Texas," he roars, fist raised, ready for the crowd's applause. His crew whoops, but the cheers die fast. Something's wrong. Ethan's still standing, head snapped sideways, but his feet are planted, body steady like a damn oak. His green eyes lock onto Jake, cold, focused, no pain, just a predator's glare that chills the air. Time slows. Jake's grin falters, his crew's bravado fizzles. Bradley, stuck 8 yards back, mutters, "Oh, you're in for it now." Ethan drops his rifle, the clatter echoing like a war drum. In a blur, he closes 3 yards, moving like a ghost, no wasted motion. Jake, caught off guard, shifts to a fighter's stance, but Ethan's already on him. A single textbook strike, sharp, efficient, SRR-trained, lands on Jake's chest, sending him staggering 5 feet back. The crowd gasps again, phones shaking in their hands. Ethan doesn't pause, doesn't taunt. Another move, fluid as water, and Jake's leg buckles under a precise sweep. Down he goes, hitting the cobblestones hard, wind knocked out, eyes wide with shock. Ethan's on him, knee pressing just enough on Jake's sternum to pin him, no more, no less. It's not a fight. It's a masterclass. The crowd's stunned. A Miami tourist whispering, "Holy crap, he's a machine." Jake's crew steps back, faces pale, their trash talk dead. Bradley breaks through, his voice low. "Told you, kid." Ethan's face stays stone cold, blood still dripping, but his control's unreal, like he's done this in war zones 100 times. Jake's gasping, ego in tatters, realizing he's not in a cage but a battlefield. The courtyard's a live wire, every eye glued to Ethan. No longer a statue but a freaking Terminator. Security's rushing in, radio's crackling, but Ethan's already won, his silence louder than Jake's screams. This ain't just a takedown, it's a wake-up call, and Jake's about to learn the hard way that messing with a royal guard is a one-way ticket to regret. Ethan Reed's knee holds Jake Carter down, the air heavy with stunned silence. Jake's gasping, his swagger crushed, eyes wide as Ethan towers over him, calm as a winter lake, a faint trace of blood drying on his face. The crowd's glued, phones capturing a takedown that's pure Hollywood gold. Jake's crew, all big talk before, stands frozen, their hype man vibes evaporating like spit on a hot grill. Colonel Tom Bradley shoves through 5 yards off, his boots stomping, voice sharp as a switchblade. "You done screwed up, kid." Ethan steps back, snapping to attention, no smirk, just cold control. Security's rushing in, radio's buzzing, but Bradley's stealing the show, planting himself like a general after a rout. Bradley's words hit like a sledgehammer, Texas drawl thick. "Y'all listen up, these royal guards ain't here for show. They're soldiers, trained to take down threats, built to stand like iron." The crowd's all ears, a Miami guy muttering, "No kidding." Bradley's finger jabs toward Ethan, 3 yards away, steady as ever. This man's faced hell, war zones, covert ops, stuff that'd make you run. That stillness you mocked. It's what keeps him sharp when all hell breaks loose. Jake's still sprawled, his Rolex glinting like a bad joke, his ego eating dirt. His crew shuffles, heads low, their bravado history. The crowd's shifting, shock morphing into respect. A Chicago mom's filming, whispering, "This is nuts." Tourists start clapping, slow then roaring, like they're at a playoff game. Bradley's voice cuts through, hard as nails. "You see a guard locked in place, that's discipline, not weakness. Takes years of combat, not cage fights, to earn that." Jake's face burns, the truth stinging worse than Ethan's moves. The crowd's alive, phones pinging with ex-posts screaming, "Guard shuts down, cocky champ." It's the kind of drama Americans crave, a loudmouth schooled, a quiet badass rising. Security hauls Jake up, cuffs snapping tight. He's not resisting, just staring at Ethan, like he's seeing a ghost. Bradley's lesson lands heavier than any punch. These guys rotate from battlefields to this post. One day it's IEDs, the next it's standing guard, ready for anything. A British kid gasps, "That's wild." Ethan's silence is louder than Jake's taunts, his control a slap to anyone calling it soft. The applause swells, not for the fight, but for a truth laid bare. Real strength doesn't need a spotlight. It's in the guy who takes a hit and doesn't blink. Jake's crew backs off, their tough guy act toast. A security officer nods to Bradley. "We're taking him in." Assaulting a guard's serious business. Bradley's eyes don't waver. Damn straight. Crown don't mess around. Jake's led off, head down, his title belt's worthless against Ethan's scars. The crowd's still buzzing, some shaking their heads, others cheering Ethan, who's back at his post, unmoved, like nothing happened. This isn't just a beatdown. It's a reality check, carved in stone. Respect's earned through grit, not trash talk. For every tourist posting, every X thread blowing up, the message is crystal. Mess with a royal guard, and you're signing up for a lesson that hits like a Mack truck. The courtyard's electric, the crowd forever changed, and Jake's learning the hard way. Underestimate the quiet ones. and you're toast. Jake Carter sits slumped in the security office, cuffs loose on his wrists, his tracksuit wrinkled, ego in shambles. Ethan Reed's takedown still stings, not in his ribs, but his pride, the Royal Guard's cold precision replaying like a bad dream. It's 9 a.m., May 30th, 2025. The crowd's cheers a faint hum outside. Security's processing charges, assault, disruption, the works, and Jake's facing real heat. His crew's ghosted, their bravado buried under Ethan's badassery. Colonel Tom Bradley's words echo, "Royal Guards are forged in war, not cages." Jake's head spinning, the truth sinking like a stone. He's not the king he thought, just a loudmouth who got schooled. The door creaks. Ethan steps in, no longer in his tunic, now in combat fatigues, 6 feet of quiet steel. His face is clean, just a faint trace of bruising from Jake's kick, eyes steady. Jake straightens, heart pounding, expecting a lecture. "I messed up, man," he blurts, voice low, raw, no Texas swagger left. "Thought you were some stiff in a costume." Ethan leans against the wall, 3 yards off, silent, letting Jake squirm. The air's thick, like a face-off, but Jake's not fighting, he's unraveling. "I've got titles, Jims, but you're next level," he says, eyes dropping to his cuffed hands. "How'd I miss that?" Ethan's voice cuts through, calm, commanding. "You saw a uniform, not a soldier. That's the point." He steps closer, 2 yards, his words deliberate. "I've faced IEDs, ambushes, stuff that makes your octagon look like a playground. That stillness? It's control, not weakness." Jake nods, slow, the lesson hitting like a gut punch. He's built for spotlights, Ethan for survival. "SRR training, right?" Jake asks, voice softer, a fighter recognizing a better one. Ethan's nod is curt. "We train for missions, not medals. You fight to win, I fight to live." The words land heavy, Jake's bravado a distant memory. Outside, security's talking charges. Assault on a guard's a big deal, maybe jail time. Jake's face tightens, but he's not whining. "I earned this," he says, meeting Ethan's gaze. "I'm sorry, not just for the kick, but for the disrespect. I didn't see you." Ethan studies him, 1 yard away, his silence louder than a crowd. Then, a single nod. Acknowledged. It's not forgiveness, but respect. Hard-earned. Jake's shoulders ease, like a weight's lifted. He's still screwed, but he's facing it like a man, not a champ chasing clout. The officer steps in, radio crackling. "Time's up. Charges are set." Jake stands, cuffs clinking, but his eyes stay on Ethan. "One last thing," he says, voice steady. "That control you got? I want that." Ethan's lips twitch, almost a smile. "Earn it the hard way." He turns, heading out, leaving Jake to his fate. The door shuts, the hum of the crowd fading. Jake's alone, his title belts worthless against Ethan's scars. This ain't just a loss, it's a game changer, the kind Americans love, where a loudmouth finds truth in defeat. Ethan's back to duty, steady as ever, his silence a lesson louder than any cage fight. For Jake, it's a new start, humbled, ready to rebuild, knowing respect's not won with kicks, but with grit. The courtyard's still buzzing, X posts lighting up, but the real story's here. A champ brought low, a soldier standing tall, and a lesson that'll echo long after the cuffs come off. Yo, story fans, what a wild ride that was. Jake Carter's epic face-off with Ethan Reed at Buckingham Palace just blew our minds, and we know you're buzzing too. Drop a comment below. What hit you hardest? Ethan's badass takedown, Jake's humbling apology, or that killer lesson about respect over ego? Who were you rooting for? Texas champ Jake or Stone Cold Ethan? Tell us where you're watching from. LA, New York, or maybe London, right where it went down? This story's all about discipline, schooling, arrogance, and we want to hear your take. Was Jake's kick a bold move or a total misfire? Should Ethan have gone easier on him? Spill your thoughts and let's get this convo popping. If you're hyped for more heart-pounding tales like this, smash that subscribe button and ring the bell. We're dropping another banger tomorrow. Don't sleep on it. Join the crew and keep the action rolling. Hit that like button if you're all about those underdog wins, and check out our other crazy stories on screen now. Thanks for vibing with us. Let's keep the energy high in the comments.